welcome to Ditch Witch Diaries. We're back talking about protection and talking about the herbs of protection, and we're in the series about getting the ick out, and we're in part 3 of 4, and we're in part 3 of 4 of in the with the way that we do it. And so we're doing the herbs again this week, and we are going to do one that I've picked. So let me just share my screen. We are going to do burdock.
Hmm.
I know, burdock is amazing,
I love
and
Burdock.
it is. It's amazing. So burdock is talking about Mama Bear is Arctium Lappa, which is a bit. Well, we're going to talk about that. It's so rad that you talked about it.
Oh, so funny.
So this is, I know, there's never anything lost. This is like a botanical drawing. And then these are some pictures that I found of burdock. It's kind of thistly, but
Hmm.
really interesting way. And they get like dried. We'll talk about that too. So the parts used is the root, herb, and seeds. Pretty much all of it. Other names are lappa, fox's clout, thorny burr, beggar's buttons, cockle buttons, love leaves, philanthropium, personata, happy major, clot burr, bardana, burr seed, cockleburr, hardock, hairburr, herber, turkey burr seed, bar dog, gobo, and toner's bladen. I always love the German one.
I know. You can always tell which word is German
I know. So the correspondences. The element is water. The planet is Venus. And the astrological sign, there's a lot of like debate. Leo, some say Leo, some say Taurus or Libra. It's pretty bright purple and
Mm.
Leo, perhaps, little bright thing.
Look at me, look at me.
Exactly. And the temperature is fiery, warm, and dry. So there we go.
Perfect.
And the tarot, so I found a couple of different tarots because they're in some of the tarots, but the hangman, so
Mm.
the Herb Crafter's Tarot talks about it as the hangman because
Mm.
it looks similar to like the picture of a hanged man. They're like the
Ah,
burdock root.
okay.
And it also takes time to mature. So, like a hangman gives you time to think upside down and gives you like a different perspective. And this takes some time to grow to maturity. It also is, I've seen it like linked with the Two of Pentacles for balance and grounding, and the Four of Cups. So, the herbal tarot gives it the Four of Cups. So the chakra is I've seen two, and very understandably. The root chakra, it's very healing and very supportive to your root because root herbs and root vegetables usually are. And also to the solar plexus. So they say with consistent use of burdock, it can be like transformative to your solar plexus for those that need courage and boundaries and a sense of self and all those good things.
Hmm.
I didn't find a sabbat for it. I said there was none. So the goddesses, do you know how to say this name?
Mm-mm. Blodeuwedd? Blodeuwedd?
Yes, there you go.
Ah.
Whatever you said. And then all these people, Maeve and Gaia and Ire, I
Mm.
think it is, Oshun, Valkyrie, and Venus.
Mm.
And then the moon phase is notably waning. So that's good because we're like getting rid of things, we're protecting, we're like, so. The crystal that's associated with it is the smoky quartz. Okay. So plant information. So it is a common weed in like it's native to Europe, Northern Europe especially, and Asia. And it's just found everywhere. It grows in waste ground. It goes by roadsides, damp places. Like it's just kind of probably where we see like datura and
Mhm.
white sage. Like
Mhm.
it's just everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
that's where we find
Even
it.
like Mullen, probably.
Exactly. So then its taproot is really big. It can go down about 6 feet even. So it's a biennial plant, which means it goes through a growth cycle, life and death in 2 years. So the first year you get like that rosette of leaves on the ground. And then in year two, it grows like this 3 foot stem up in the air and it has purple flowers. And then when they dry out, they become burrs. We're going to talk more about those burrs. So the whole plant, though, like outside of those little purple tops, is dull light green. And the leaves are very big and they're kind of heart shaped as well. And here's where we get it. So Arcticum is from the Greek Arctos. So, and it's a bear. And so, which is amazing because protective like a mother bear is rad association. People who are not so witchy and magical say that it's because the bear's like is its fur is so rough, like the burrs, whatever.
Mm.
But and then Lappa is to seize. So maybe it's the burrs seizing you, but maybe it's also like something else. Ease
Mm-hmm.
on to the protection of the bear. Don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear,
So now
especially not a
two
mama bear.
exactly. So there's two times when I saw that it's best to harvest the root. Okay? So Grieve said the roots should be dug up in July, okay? So then I heard somebody else, I think on the internet, one of these internet sites that I'll show you before, said the best time to harvest burdock root is in the first year of growth, in the late autumn. So they
Mm.
said that the roots are the most powerful before the plant goes to flower.
Mm.
So now some popular and literary fun with burdock. So Shakespeare first. In Troilus and Cressida, Pandara says, they are burrs, I can tell you, they'll stick where they're thrown. And in King Lear, crowned with rank fumiter and furrow weeds, with burdocks, hemlocks, nettles, and cuckoo flowers. And then the best is that the idea of the guy who invented Velcro got it from looking at like a burdock under the microscope. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was cleavers.
Nope, I think it's this one. I think
Huh.
it has, yeah. So
Interesting.
that's what, at least
Right.
that's what the lore I found said. So
Mm. Who
who
knows?
knows? So medieval Europe, it was magically used for spiritual purification and to remove negativity. And you could hang it up outside your door to ward off evil spirits. I always love that door hanging device.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you too can hang it up in your door to ward off evil spirits. So then we have the famous Pliny, and Pliny the Elder says it is to be used for protection from enchantments and bewitchment. And then we have the story about the pixies, which is so great. Look at those fun little pixies.
I
So
know,
it
cute.
said that pixies ride around at night on colts and they braid their manes and then tangle them with burdock.
Hmm.
I know.
Oh, to like keep them braided, maybe?
I guess I have no
Mm.
idea, but
Nice.
that's like pixie lore.
Nice.
And then this is so gross to me. I can't even deal with it. Okay, see this guy right here? So in Essex, you're supposed to throw these burrs at your friends, and if whoever they stick to is supposed to be your sweetheart.
Hmm.
And then the second Friday in August is called Burry Man's Day. Okay. And they like get a person like in these like undergarments and then they cover the person in burdock burrs. Okay. And they're these burrs are like collected and dried the day before, and he only is supposed to drink whiskey from a straw that day, and he walks around from 9 a.m. to 6. He's supposed to get gifts and greetings from all the people who I don't even know
Hmm.
what it's supposed to be about, but like there's something wholly disturbing about that whole thing. Like looking at it, just
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm just saying.
I also, yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it. It's creepy.
It's so creepy looking. I know. I don't know what's going on there, but it's disturbing.
It
And
like make this top picture makes it look like spiders.
I know. There's something weird, and it gets that like I have like that weird thing with holes.
Oh
It
yeah.
kind of like does something with that too to
Mm.
me. I don't like that at all. It upsets me. Anyway,
Mm.
Burry Man's Day if you're into that.
Mm.
So, Indigenous Americans, they used it for the health benefits. And also, and we're going to talk a lot about the health benefits they used it for later, but they also boiled the stems in maple syrup as a treat. So, burdock and
Mm.
maple syrup. So, something to try. And then the Germany, and during the time when they were Teutonic, which is at a specific time. It was supposed to protect people against lightning. So they bring it inside their house to protect their house from being hit by lightning. And so
Mm.
they connect it with Thor.
Mm.
But I didn't put that down because we're not talking about gods, even though I like Thor because of Marvel.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, so in Poland, it's supposed to keep away evil witches and the wind. And I love how he's like wagging this at the woman. The woman looks none too happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, call me a witch. Stupid
Mm.
dum dum. And then in the
Mm.
Ozarks, so in the US, in the Ozarks, children like they could wear a necklace of burdock root to protect them from enchantments. So the magical properties, we've been talking about them the whole time. Protection for sure, number one. So you can use the roots as like an amulet for protection. You could like wear a root. You could carry a root. You could put a root in a bag, which in a white bag if you're inclined, so inclined. You could add rue, agrimony, black snake root. Okay. It's used as protection against other people's magic. So if you feel like somebody's trying to enscoil you, so, or trying to like hex you or something, get some burdock. It's supposed to repel negative energy. So wherever you're feeling negativity and grossness, ick, this is where it's at if you want to protect yourself from that. And then it's also, though, very nurturing. So, like, again, that mother bear aspect, that Arcticum aspect going on. So, it's the spirit of the burdock is very supportive through like the healing process. And it helps you feel loved and held and nourished, just like a mom.
Mm.
It's also good for strength, Arcticum. So you can add it to mojo bags for added to add strength to whatever you're working on. It's also supposed to revive a man's sex life. I love this. Steep the root in olive oil and rub it on your cock. Now, let me just tell you, if you're taking olive oil and you are stroking your cock with olive oil,
It's
chances
gonna be helpful.
are it's going to be helpful, whether there's burdock in it or not. But add the burdock, it couldn't
Yeah,
hurt,
why
right?
not?
Exactly.
Why not?
So more magical properties. So purification, you can boil the roots and let them cool, and then you can wash the floor of your house, make a wash with it, a floor
Mm.
wash, and wash your floor prior to a ritual, or you can just sprinkle this wash boiled water in the four corners of your room during a ritual. You can add and to increase the purification qualities of it, you can add broom, corn, rosemary, or lemongrass. It's also good for grounding, as many root herbs
Mm.
are.
Especially when they go down that deep. Ooh.
Exactly. Emotional healing. So it gets to the root of the wound and moves stagnant energy out. It's also good for love, which I didn't get much information on that, but it is used for love because it is tied to Venus. So
Mm.
Venus is in there. And it is very nurturing. So there
Mm.
you go. So again, the medical properties. This is for informational use only. We are not providing medical advice. Okay, we're not diagnosing. We're not using this to treat. Okay, if you
Mm.
have a problem, talk to your doctor. See if burdock is
Mm.
right for you.
Go to a trained professional,
Exactly.
not witches, not for medicinal stuff.
Yeah, come on. We're just like telling you this because it gives us an insight more into the magic of it
Yeah.
and because it's interesting. So,
Yeah.
It is used as an an anti-scorbutic again.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
anti-scurvy.
We always have so many like crossovers, which are never planned. It's
I
so
know.
strange.
An aperient, a bitter laxative, a cholagogue, a diuretic, a diaphoretic, a tonic, and that was the word I was looking for in the other. A tonic is an herb that you can take all the time. And so you
Mm,
don't have to worry about it like clogging up your liver or making like a tonic, or it's like oat straw. Like you can take that
hmm.
all the time. Like there's a bunch of those herbs that are tonics that just can be
Yeah.
used regularly. And a vulnerable.
What's what's what is that? A Aperient? Do you know
A
what that is?
Aperient. I looked these all up before and I can't remember anything.
I was
So
gonna look it up, but my phone's in the bedroom.
Aperient.
I feel like we've seen that one before.
It relieves constipation. It's like a mild
Okay.
laxative. It's the
Okay.
same thing.
Yeah.
And then I think an alternative just restores you to health. It's let me just make sure.
Yeah,
Alternative.
I think that's what it is too. It's like
Yeah, it
balancing
causes change.
almost.
Yeah, it causes some sort of change and it restores the body to a healthy state.
Okay.
There you go. So it first of all, it contains inulin. And let me tell you about
Mm.
inulin is that it's probably a good reason why people are eating it as a treat is because inulin is a prebiotic, along with the main source of prebiotic in our country, which is wheat. And so, what is a prebiotic? It's something that a probiotic lives in and um, gathers in your large intestine and your intestinal tract. So, if you don't have prebiotics, if you're like completely gluten free and you're not eating any wheat or you're not eating any like raw sunchokes or you're not having like a prebiotic, some sort of like supplement that you're supplementing with inulin, like you're going to be in trouble because all those probiotics are going to do nothing for you.
Hmm.
Okay. So
I
you
think
have, yeah,
aren't like green bananas prebiotic too?
probably,
I
yeah.
think they are.
There's like weird ones, but you like
Yeah.
it's weird things that like
Yeah.
you got to like think about it. Okay. If
Hmm.
you're deciding that you're going to go gluten free and you don't have like a real good reason for it, and it's just because you've heard some shenanigan nonsense about wheat belly, um,
Make
it
sure
is.
you're getting your prebiotics.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
don't want to be heavy or something, and so you're going to
Yeah.
cut out some food group instead of just
Hmm.
eating a healthy diet, like that's balanced. If you're thinking about doing that, you need to think where are you going to get your prebiotics? Well, you could grow burdock and eat burdock. Like again, there's another one.
Yeah,
But
another strange
apparently
one.
that was a thing. So you could use
Mm,
that because inulin is a prebiotic. So and it
mm,
contains inulin. It's also used as a blood purifier. So skin remedies, it's good for, you can use it to take it, and there's some internal skin remedies. Most of these are better used internally. So eczema,
mm,
you can use it as a decoction. It's good for most dry, scaly skin ailments. It's also good for boils. Psoriasis, that's another dry, scaly skin
mhm.
ailment. And it's a, what's it called? It's not like one that you can, it's a, what are those called where your body fights itself? Like a
Oh, oh man.
like hold on, wait. It's like lupus or something. It's what is it called? It
It's like immune,
autoimmune disorder.
autoimmune.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's called an autoimmune disorder. And
yeah.
so what that means is that it you don't want to do anything that stimulates your immune system too much because you're going to have a psoriasis outbreak
Hmm.
because like you, if your immune system is stimulated, it's going to be stimulated towards that disease because you have an autoimmune disorder. So over a long period of time, because this is a tonic and you can use it over a long period of time, it's going to help you with psoriasis, but in another way, like not like in, whatever. These it's going to help these dry, scaly skin ailments in another way. So dandruff too. There's another one. So then what you can also use it externally, so on tumors, gouty swelling, bruises, and like so you can treat other skin ailments externally, but this dry, scaly thing can only be helped by regular usage of burdock internally. So the leaves, um, they're good for cooling and drying for old ulcers and sores. And in fact, some people like use them as bandages, like because they're big. So you can
Mm.
use them as bandages. You can bruise the leaves and use them for poison ivy and poison oak to relieve that. And you can mix them with egg whites for burns caused by fires. Okay, so let me just tell you, I've got the best burn remedy in the whole world. And I
Mm.
like literally I thought it was garbage when I first heard it, and then I kept putting it to the test over and over again, and it works every time. So the problem is there's one problem, and it's like a physical problem. Okay, and I'll tell you what it is.
Mm.
If you burn, let's just start with the example of if you burn your hand. So let's say you put your hand and you go and you touch a pan in the stove without using a mitt. That's a thing I've done. And it, why? Who knows why? No, I wasn't thinking, right? And so
Yeah.
then I burnt like the whole hand. So then
Mm.
you get like a 9 by 13 pan and you fill it with flour and you
Mm.
put the burned area in flour and you leave it there for hours. So you go and sit and watch TV for 3 or 4 hours because every time you pull it out, if it still hurts, you got to stick it back in. And so you
Mm.
just stick it in that flour until it does not hurt anymore. After 3 or 4 hours, it will not hurt anymore. And you will take it out and it will look like there was never a burn there, even though there was huge blisters there before. You will
Mm.
be shocked as shit
Mm.
and it doesn't hurt after that. Like it's done.
Interesting.
Like it is
Yeah.
done. The burn is done. So let me
Huh.
just tell you, do it, try it out. Like like just use it. It's you're not gonna like if you have like a 3rd-degree burn, for God's sakes, go to the doctor. But if you got 2nd-degree burns, the doctor's not gonna do much about it.
Yeah.
So
Wrap it.
yeah, exactly. So instead of just suffering in pain with a burn, because burns, the pain lasts forever. Okay, they're
Hmm.
painful, they're horrible. Instead of lasting forever, take 3 to 4 hours out of your life and solve your burn immediately. And just try it
Hmm.
out, see what happens. I'd love to hear your results because I thought it was garbage. My dad told me to do this, and it is the only way I handle burns now.
Huh.
And I like get like
Interesting.
contraptions. Like if I burn some weird part of my body, like I create something so that
Mm.
the flower can be on me for that
Mm.
long. Anyway, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. That had nothing to do with burdock, but whatever. It's good for scurvy. Obviously, we talked about the anti-scorbutic.
Mm.
Rheumatism, how could we not? Old rheumatism.
Yes, of course, of course.
Stomach ailments. So it's supposed to strengthen and tone the stomach. And for
Mm.
like long lasting indigestion, this is supposed to assist with that. Some people just have indigestion,
Mm.
and it probably is tied with like acid belly and stuff, but burdock is supposed to help that
Mm.
because it helps to secrete bile juices. And so there's like 2 reasons that you have like why you feel like you have acid belly. And we only treat like one of them, which is that we reduce acid. So we give you proton pump inhibitors. We give you Tums, which is calcium carbonate. But
Mm.
there's like another reason why you could have either way, increasing bile juices is going to aid you because it helps to digest whatever's in there and get it out of your gut. But I have to tell you, if you like it's you a good part of the time when you have acid belly, it's not because you have an overproduction of acid. It's really an underproduction of acid that
Hmm.
causes something in your stomach to rot and bubble. And then it
Hmm.
bubbles into um your esophagus, and that's where you feel it, is when it's up in there. And
Mm-hmm.
so you've got to like test it. Like when eat something, eat more like acidic things, like a really acidic thing, and test it. Have, of course, have some Tums sitting right there, but it could just be that. And so, but either way, like getting your bile juices going is a common way to treat indigestion and helps you to just digest better. So it's also reported to be a cure, like a help for constipation. Some people say that there's other reports though that it can constipate some people.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, you have to see which person you are. It's also used for the urinary tract. So you can mix it with honey to make your urine increase and ease bladder pains. Dude, if you have bladder pains, go see a doctor. I can't even tell you. This is a weird thing. Like, what are you going to do? You're taking Burdock, you got pains in your bladder. It's probably an infection.
Dude, I was gonna say bladder infections are no joke.
Yeah, go see a doctor.
Like,
What are you doing? You
yeah.
can have go. It could go to your kidney, and then you could like
Mm-hmm.
damage your kidneys. Don't do that.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So it also helps neutralize and eliminate poisons. Okay, again, poison control.
Mm-mm.
So indigenous uses. So the Cherokee used burdock root as an anti-rheumatic, a blood medicine to cleanse blood, for scurvy, and as a gynecological aid. So this is great to strengthen weak females.
Uh,
So exactly, Mama Bear, Arctic again.
yeah.
So the urinary tract, it's used for gravel. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's what
Mm-hmm.
they're getting at, is that it reduces, like if you have kidney stones or bladder stones
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Maybe that's what the urine bladder pain was all about, that they were trying to get
Mm-hmm.
at. Maybe
Yeah.
because the Cherokee were using it for urinary gravel and for
Mm-hmm.
venereal diseases, which we're going to see again
Ooh.
and again by indigenous. So, and I don't know how to Malachite or Malicite. I don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that nation, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure they were important. So, they used with Gilead buds for sores, and they used with these buds. The buds of the burdock were used for venereal cankers.
Ooh.
Exactly, heart. Exactly. Okay, first of all, venereal cankers could be herpes, which
Mm-hmm.
you can do nothing about. So by all means,
Yeah.
well, you can take that antiviral and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take that. But by all means, if you've got like a herpes canker, like use some burdock. What the fuck?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you really can't do anything about it. But if there's
Mm-hmm.
other cankers that you get are from syphilis, and you can get antibiotics for that. So don't like
Yes.
do
Please,
that.
please go get antibiotics if you have syphilis. Good God.
I know. The Menominee nation used it as a skin aid and a tuberculosis aid for sores on the neck. So I
Mm.
didn't realize that tuberculosis ended up causing sores on your neck.
Mm.
Tuberculosis is
Yeah.
bacteria
Crazy.
again. Let's like go to the doctor, see what
Yeah.
we can do about that. The Micmac used it for sores as well, and as well
Mm.
for venereal cankers. The Ojibwa used it as a blood medicine. And that's that. And I used a
Mm.
lot of books. So there was a lot of people talking about burdock. I used
Mm.
mostly books, all these great books that I love. And then
Nice.
I did use a couple different websites as well.
Mm. I use one from Morton Cunning too, and I was like,
Really,
oh, often we disagree with her, but
we do often disagree
this
with
week
her.
we enjoyed her.
And we really enjoyed her, even though we
Mm.
disagreed with her. And it's interesting to put stuff even that we disagree about. So like I find it interesting to like think about, like it kind of is like a playoff. Like, well, what do we think if we don't agree with that? Well, what do we like? Sometimes I put stuff in there like the signs or the elements or something.
Mm.
We drastically disagree with that, but we can talk
Yeah.
about it. And
And I think that's part of like critical thinking, right? Is like challenging, like having some information presented to you and thinking about like do I like this? Like chewing on it. Do I agree with this? Why do I agree with this? If I don't agree with it, why don't I agree with it? Because otherwise, you're just like accepting as fact things that people just, I don't know, say. And I
Right.
have such a problem with that. And I think that that's such a big thing in this community is people reading something one place and then just believing it as factual without like thinking about why, you know?
It truly, truly. And
Yeah.
I feel really grounded when I fact check. It's like a really
Mm,
like important grounding tool for me to like get straight about what's like real in my head. And I don't
yeah.
necessarily think that disagreeing is a bad thing.
No, me neither.
Like I don't think that disagreeing, even like I think like the variety of opinions is really interesting. And even when they're
Hmm.
not my own, even when I don't hold them as my own, it's very interesting the variety of opinions. And
Yeah.
for somebody to get like really upset about it, like disagreeing with you on like anything is
Mm,
like whatever it is, like whether it's like your interpretation of a tarot card or whether it's
hmm.
like even politics, like we can have like a discussion, like like it's okay to disagree, it's okay
Yeah.
to have different like viewpoints about how you're going to fix things or how you're going to do things or how you're going to make magic or how you're going to do
Yeah.
that. Like I don't like that's the beauty of humanity, that's the beauty
Yeah.
of being human, is that we're
Yeah. I do think that in politics sometimes I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. But
I find that too. You know what? I find like it's
yeah.
because you know why? It's hard for me to hear. That's like
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And that's like, but you know what I found is that like instead of approaching it with that, I approach it with like curiosity. Like, why do you
Mm,
tie those two things together? Like, what is
hmm.
the like why? And then
Hmm.
like, can we look it up together? Can we agree on a place to look it up? Like, can
Yeah.
we like figure it out? Like, maybe we can,
Yeah.
you
I think
know?
that that's like a big thing too is when you are open to having these types of conversations, like in whatever field it may be, and when you're open to like challenging your own viewpoints and thinking about things, and you know, when you're open to discussion, but the other person is not, it becomes like exhausting. And so I think that everything is better. 99.9% of things are better when we're able to discuss them, which is why, yeah, like the belief of like these specific cards mean this specific thing. And I'm like, but why? Like, okay, fine. Where did you get that from? Like, what connection do you have? And then they'll say, well, I read it in the book. And I'm like, no, but why? Like, but why? That's the
And there's
thing.
lots of books.
Why?
Like what book and
Yeah.
why that book and why do you believe that
Yeah.
that book is
Yeah.
like the most knowledgeable
Yes.
authoritative book on this topic?
Yeah.
Like
And like if you
why
resonate
yeah.
with it, fine. But like you don't just take something because as fact because you read it one place or because one person told you. Like if you agree with it, great. Let's talk about that. But like I don't know. I have such a low threshold for that, especially in the magical community, I think, where people just think that there's one way to do something and just are not open to discussion. Oh, and I see your mother bear card right
It
now.
is. It's up right there. Arcticum Lappa. Exactly. The mother bear card is up and out. I
Mm,
know.
yeah.
So yeah, I know. I had like
But yeah.
I actually learned something. You know what? It's interesting. I had a political conversation and like somebody said something and at first like I like it didn't sit right with me and then I like looked it up and they were right. Like I was like schooled.
Mm,
Like I was like, I was like, I didn't know that.
yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
it made me think, you know, like
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna go into like depth on the show about what it was. I'll tell you afterwards, but it like really made
Mm,
me think about what's going on and like I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now in our world, but I think like the first step is to get over our fear of like having like meaningful discussions. I think like you can have like a discussion
mm,
disguised as like indoctrination or disguised as trying to like push
mm,
your viewpoint and not really letting people have like a word about it. But you can also have
Mm-hmm.
like these, like, I think like that's like our world has gotten to the point where we can't come to the table about anything. We can't, like,
Mm-hmm.
we're so divided and divisive. So anyway,
Mm-hmm. When
so
it should really be us versus the millionaires, I feel like.
me
The billionaires
too,
of
me
the
too.
world.
And like that was part of the discussion. Let me tell you, is that like let's look up when in our history like the millionaires paid and billionaires and whatever
Mm-hmm.
who they didn't even have billionaires back then paid a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot more taxes. So it's like that was part of it. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we like anyway. So Arcticum Lappa, protection, bear energy, which I'm all about the bear. I live in California. So
Mm-hmm.
the bear is our mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this has been great. Protection,
Yes.
Arcticum, Burdock.
This, so next time will be the questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Questions about protection. We're going to go into a
Awesome.
deep dive about discussions about protection. So we will see you at the next Ditch Witch Diaries.